I've got apologies from a couple of people. I was just like, have I given out the right number here? So I think everybody's feeling a bit of the same way of kind of like just dragging themselves. But the idea of the 10 people was to try and find out if we can see some commonality amongst kind of who we're inviting to tell your story. Because Cassie is really keen on wanting to know why it's going slow and all the other things. And I just thought, well, if we're able just to share some of our the ways that we're doing it, or why we're doing it, or who we're doing it to, then that might help just to prompt some ideas and stuff. So it's quite interesting, really, on that scope.
Yeah. Okay.
And did you sort out the booking? Did you see the date change?
Yes, I noticed that. I think it's all right. I just need to check with there's nothing in my diary that I noticed that was problematic for that. But I just need to check with Rory that it's all right, that he hasn't got anything on the weekend.
Brilliant. That's good. We're trying to find out from Lena's going to try and make it over as well, bless her, from Denmark, but she was talking about it's going to be like 10 hours or something like that, which is like, what, from Denmark?
Was she driving or what?
I think she's walking. But yeah, no, I don't know. She's talking about flight. A couple of hours, but so I just thought maybe she.
Well, where she's trying to fly to, of course, and then you've got the travel the other end to get here, which is always a bit longer than if you're going to a city.
Yeah, exactly. So
I mean, if one of the main things is she's looking at arriving in Durham Tees Valley as the closest airport. She's got to fly into Schiphol, and then she might have a long Schiphol.
Really?
Because Schiphol's the main hub, and most Durham Tees Valley flights, it's KLM who goes to Schiphol in Amsterdam, and then she might have to wait for a connection. I don't know.
Oh gosh.
So that might be why it's taking so long.
Yeah, it could be, couldn't it? That could be it, because she didn't. I said to her to message me the airports that I could then see what we could do in terms of finding the route for her. But what you're saying there makes sense, because she was talking about Manchester and she was talking about London. I just thought,
I mean, she's probably got more flights to Manchester and London, but then of course she's got to get on a train to get up here.
Exactly.
It's a 3-hour journey from Manchester and a 2-hour journey from London. And then, an hour from Darlington or Middlesbrough.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It is all-day travel, really.
Yeah, it's a long travel, so she wants to come the extended travel as well. Hi, Cassia. It's like New Year's Eve all over again.
Yeah.
What's that?
It was New Year's Eve. Our little gathering was New Year's Eve, wasn't it, when we started?
Just 3 of us, yeah.
I know. Where is the rest of the gang?
Everybody's just, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I really don't. I don't know. I think, do you know what? We just turn up. I just turn up. That's what I do, I don't know. Not everybody's given their apologies. I know that. So whether or not people are going to be late, I have no idea.
I was busy for the last few weeks, so I'm not going to comment this at all. That's
the thing. That's what happens, isn't it? People get busy, and Catherine's not well, so she's been a trooper turning up tonight. So yeah, we will have the recordings, but I was saying that because I do Australia straight after this, it's not always in a rhythm, in terms of putting it on. So I will put the rest of them on there. But yeah, tonight we talked about following up after the launch, and I know you've been doing some following up, Cassia, for came along, and it's interesting, isn't it, how I know that you said that a few of them weren't ready to tell the story yet, like Marion, and it was the other. What was that lady that came the first night? Was it Anne? It wasn't Anne. The lady who didn't know that what she'd turned up to.
Carol. Yeah,
that's right.
No, she said that she's not ready. She has too many projects, but she said that she's not ready. Tamlin is not ready, but I will see her tomorrow because she has a birthday, and I already sent her a message if she has anybody who might be interested. And then when I was chatting with you, I was on a train, so I was sending, like I said, the last people that I had on my messenger, I was sending message. So I have interview with one of the girls that I know, she is working online on her own project.
Right.
Possible she might be interested, but at the same time she said it might be somebody in her group, so she offered to do interviews so we can talk about this project. And then I sent 10 messages to people, and another girl, Polish girl, she's actually in Florida now, and she's working with Polish women all over between USA, just businesswoman, and in Scotland. And I said I would like to have a chat with you, so I doesn't need to be an interview. I just want to find out if you know anybody who might be interested. Mostly I was adding people who are working online and they are not confident to doing the message or doing the live or something. Yeah. Because I don't want to say everything. I don't want to say that people who are depressed or something like that. It's just usual. It is the lack of confidence.
Yeah.
So I will have the chat with her, I think next week, somehow Tuesday or something. Yes.
Okay.
So we'll see what's the rest. But I spoke with Marian, I think last night, and he said that he's not ready.
What does he do?
What he's doing?
Business, is he?
He's having job like normal job, night shift, but at the same time he's not ready to write the story. I think it's too fresh for him because his wife, that was his second wife, and that was the one that he was really having the best time. So they were very close, and she passed away because of the cancer. So he was with her every day, in the hospital and everything. So I think it's a long time for him by the time he will be ready, really. But I was hoping that he can start doing something about that.
It's an interesting one, because I think one of the things that, well done for all that, because that's really, it's good. One of the things about, when you said that you were looking for specific people, what kind of people are you? I know you said you was looking for leaders when you first started talking. You was looking for leaders. Do you remember? We had a conversation, didn't we? You was looking for
Yes, but you see, leaders, all of them, all the people that I actually brought, they are leaders because they are already in a business.
Yeah.
And mostly it is either networking or they are actually promoting their own business. So they are leaders themselves.
Yeah.
But they need to know themselves that they are ready.
Yeah.
Like if I was thinking in July, if I'm ready, I will say I will never be ready because I was so busy and I'm still busy.
Yeah.
So if I will be waiting for the time that I will have time, there will never come.
Never come. No.
You just need to make decisions. This is the fact.
It's true. It's true.
This is the style that I'm living now, so I'm always busy.
Yeah.
It's difficult to actually connect everything in a proper schedule because there's different things coming. And I had the meeting since 7 a.m. So if I will be yawning, it's not because it's boring. It's just because I'm tired. So I had the meeting since 7 until 12. And I came home and I started working from 12 and I finished at 7.
Wow, honestly, you're a trooper. And I know Catherine said that she didn't feel today was going to possibly be of interest to her. Why did you say that? Because of the 10, was it, Catherine?
Well, I read that as the criteria for joining the call.
Yeah, no, it was more about it was really to say, yes, these are the 10 people. No, I haven't got 10 people. You know, it's been able to, we're all at different stages and it's trying to get onto the same page. And that's the challenge. We're trying to get onto the same page, but we're trying to step up into that space. One of the things that I'm mindful of, that like Cassia has said, and it's really, really difficult, busy people get things done. So it's much better to attract busy people. But what I did was, I really wanted people, and the reason for doing this video now is to talk about the follow-up, how we follow people up and what we are saying to people. Because it's hard because you've got busy people who, some people are saying, I'm too busy to even look at anything. But it's about how productive are those people in that time. And the majority of people aren't productive. they think that they are. They think that they're really busy, but in actual fact, they're not. So we are looking for people that are busy doing, because our intention is to help them to transition into being. So it's kind of, so because we are actually in a different, I don't know if we're in a different field of marketing. We're in authentic marketing, and authentic marketing comes from ourselves. So we're creating something that's never been done before. So we're never going to feel satisfied from, yeah, I've done a really good job there. We're never going to feel that. Will we feel satisfied from the numbers of people around the table? I'm thinking, no. Even though we might have a lot of people, it's kind of like, how productive are they? So if we can try and master it, because it's like, I'm thinking, I want your teams to be better than what we're witnessing right now. But then I'm thinking, what we're witnessing is the creation of how an online team work together, which has never been done before. We're not competing with each other. We're just reaching out to people and trying to create a pathway of how easy we can make that. That's all that we're doing. So it's kind of like we can't beat ourselves up. I want to try and share it on this screen, on this whiteboard. We can't beat ourselves up for if we don't see the numbers, or if we don't see, we just can't do that, because what we're doing is off the scale, never been done before. It's never been done before. So we are the leading edge in it, and always remember that, really. And so I wanted to, this has been coming up to me. Let's see if we can draw this. Can you see the whiteboard?
Yes.
I don't often do it. Okay, so basically we've got this. This is what we are. We're trying to help people over this bridge of transition, right? So when we've been doing the healing, we've been doing it with this figure 8. And this is, so what we're doing is, not funny, is people are busy. So there's a lot of people doing. And what we're trying to do, and then the only reason why I've done it like that is because this is the bigger one. So there's these different layers of people just doing. And we know it's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. But how many people are actually being? Because that's what we're trying to.
When we are sleeping.
Exactly. That's the only time that we are being, is when we are sleeping or meditating.
I was enjoying my day today, even was busy, so I can't complain. Even that was busy. The meeting, it was business meeting, but that was so much laugh that I didn't have all week.
Excellent.
And then I had another 3 meetings after that.
Jeez. So you was doing a lot of this today, a lot of doing.
Yes.
But the being, and that's what we're trying to do. We're helping, really, this will be the other way around, but I just did that because of the bigger 8 there. We're trying to help people to be and to balance it out. That's what we're trying to do. And most people are trying to be, but they're going all the way around because they're used to this hard work.
Yeah.
Do this. So we're trying to say, look, hold on a minute, just relax, chill, come along, and just step into that relaxation. Because as we know, when we're sitting into the tell your story process, it's our presence. So it's still and it's quiet, and most people aren't used to that. They're not used to stillness. Still and quiet and present. And that's what we're trying to get people into that space. That's what we're selling. We're selling stillness. We're selling quietness. So how do we do that? How do we get people? How do we do to get people to cross over into this space? And what we've done for the launch is by giving people, a taste of it. But when we do that, we also can potentially build up a block of, oh no, I'm not ready, which is what we've found from a few people this time, which is interesting. It's just interesting because it's just different, but I think this is something that we should be doing on a regular basis. We should be holding a launch. Somebody within the team should be launching every month. So I think each month, around the end of the month, we should just hold that space of, right, we've got, maybe not put it out there, but we might put it out there with a list of people. Look, we're inviting people. Please feel free to pass on, especially those people that have signed up or have expressed an interest. It's just keeping, that's the follow-up. It's just keeping in their psyche, because there may be something that was said in the stories that just triggers them to think, actually, time's now for me. Because it is about saying, what's changed for you since last time we met? That's often, what are you succeeding in? What's changed for you? The majority of people, there's not really much that's changed from moment to moment, because they're expecting any change to be like over a long period of time. The amount of people that have got this dream of in the future, when it's like, actually, what about if you brought the future now? Brought the future to now? Because that's what we're doing here. It's like, after 4 weeks, you've told your story, you're moving. It's quite quick, really. But yeah, it seems to be really long drawn out. And does that all make sense? Yeah. Well, it's simple stuff, isn't it? It's not difficult. So the thing that can't move this down. The thing that I'm mindful of with this part is that what we're asking people to do is to just come along for that 2 hours. So the 2 hours obviously is for people to share their story, but I'm about to put out the package of the 4 hours a week, which isn't going to be 4 hours really, because it's 2 hours people writing their story, and then it's 2 hours of holding space. So that's classed as 4 hours really, isn't it? But what I'm going to be writing in the package is learn how to turn 4 hours of doing. And I know that you might have seen this before on the advert. 4 hours of doing into 2000 of being. So it's exchanging. So that's the exchange. So I'm going to be doing this in a visual form. So we're exchanging 4 hours for 2000 exchange, because ultimately that's what it is. And the reason why I'm saying it that way is, as much as people are saying that they want maybe, to have a relaxing life, whatever, it is this that's stopping people. It's that's stopping people from even being involved in the process, because like one lady said, she's not budgeted.
But how many students we need
for this?
Yes.
20. It's 2 groups. So 2 hours. So it's 10 people per, 10 people there. So 4 hours would be 20. So that's going to be the poor Catherine. Catherine's not well, so she'll be dozing off. So this is the strategy that I'm going to be working on in terms of the package, because we've only ever had the storytelling package of £120, which is going to be £120. That's the only package that we've ever had, which is obviously just package 1. So now that we've been at this level where we've been out, we're now ready for package 2. So I know that I keep on threatening with this, but I've been trying to really work it out to make sure that everybody is included and it's fair. That's what I've been working out behind the scenes, to make sure that we can duplicate it and that everybody does get the percentages. So what we're doing with this package is immediately saying to people, right, this exchange is the doing to the being. So learn how to exchange 4 hours into 2,500 of being, so that then that way people will pique the curiosity. So again, we're building on the list that we've already been working on in terms of telling your story of part 1. Now it's a case of phase 2, I should say, phase 2, to introduce this next level. And because it's going to be in the regions, so instead of it being, obviously it's not 120, so at the moment we've got it priced at 1,200. That's what it's going to be priced at, but we might just do a special offer. And then what I've got to do is work. This is the challenge. But it means that if you've got it as a special offer, it's great in the sense of if people are paying this, then there's a percentage. And I think at the moment we've got 67% and 33%, haven't we?
Yeah.
As our exchange. So I just want to make sure that we are still able to carry this through, which we should be able to, because it's only one person has to be consulted, that's myself, to say, right, how can we make sure that each facilitator is having their percentage as well. So if we can do it there, we can do it there. So it's only an extra note, so it shouldn't really cause any confusion. So it's each individual that, so for instance, Cassia, if there was say that your 10 people just all said, oh my gosh, that's fantastic as a package, and that's what I'm going to get as a result, I'm in. And if they are in at that level, then it's kind of like, okay, I wouldn't expect, because obviously that's a lot more than there is at 120. So we'd have to put in, so that would be your 10 people, and then there would be an additional fund back to you, because it's a different package. So I'm working out, like with so for instance, you're on, what's the word? You're shadowing those first 10 people. Everybody's obviously shadowing those first 10 people with the 120 being paid forward. So it would still be the same here. 120 would still be paid forward, but then there's another £1,000 to split into a different percentage. So you would get a percentage at that level, which I think is quite a good thing, really, because it means that potentially you can get your 10 people, they're paid forward, and then you generate an income from that as well with that package. Whereas with the 120, because it's so tiny, there isn't any movement. It literally is to pay for your apprenticeship, to shadow. So within that second package, you can do both. Does that make sense? Is that clear?
Yes, but you need to be very, very clear what is included in 1,200, because this has to be different level of people who don't have problem to pay it.
Absolutely. I mean, the thing is that the 3 months is, well, it's a 3-month strategy. So it's 3 months, it's 12 weeks. 4 weeks is to tell the story, 4 weeks to shadow, and 4 weeks to practice it. That's what the strategy is. And because people can spread it over a cost and they're seeing it as a home study course, then it's a different kettle of fish, because that's what we've got now. But because we were the forerunners with it, then it's 120 is not enough. It's just not reflected. It's just not enough. So it needs to be reflected. Bless, is that Catherine going, or where are we?
Yeah, she's
not. No problem, Catherine. Good night. Get well soon. So we do have, see, the challenge that we've got at the moment is the co-creators that we've got have never paid a fee. As we know, we've just gone into roll into this, but we've got lazy. And that's I say lazy, I don't even know if we ever did. I just think it's about advertising a leadership package and inviting people immediately. The people that I'm speaking to that are leaders are just gobsmacked at how much this course is. They're just like, how much? You can't charge that. It's too.
Well, you can't charge everything. As the question is if people will be ready to pay, because I think 120 is nothing for people who are in West Europe. Like I'm saying West, everything West from Poland, because I will say that in Poland there are people who can easily spend, and then I know that for some people £120 is a lot in Poland, but
yeah,
West of Europe 120 is very, very cheap. But £1,200 is not cheap already, so there has to be a different level of people who can understand what they are actually getting from that.
And that's why I think it needs to be reflected. I mean, I pay a fortune for my courses.
Well, I paid a lot. I'm still paying for it. Absolutely. Because it's still on a credit card.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of like we're looking for people like us. We're looking for people who are ready to invest and ready to actually put the effort in, because the investment isn't the money, the investment is the time and the effort. And that's what people aren't investing in. They're not investing in, they're jumping from one thing to another, and it's kind of like, right, okay. So there isn't an investment as such. So when people do invest, they're investing themselves to a degree. I mean, look how much time I know.
Can you just say again how many weeks it will be, everything from the beginning to the moment when they will be actually having the shadowing or teaching?
Yeah, so they have 4 weeks like you did, 4 weeks.
Is it writing the book? Yeah.
And then 4 weeks shadowing.
Yeah.
And then 4 weeks of practicing. Because when somebody's finished shadowing...
3 months. 3 months.
3 months, and it's a 3-month installment.
So do you think this is possible if they will be paying this in 3 months, or they have to pay total straight away?
No, they don't have to pay straight away. They pay installments. Because what we're saying is we're teaching, basically they're going to get their money back. I'm giving them a guarantee that if they apply the steps, they will get the money back. Because they will get the money back, won't they? Because if they invest 1,200 and then they attract the 20 that's needed to do this, then they're going to be getting 2,000. They've got the money back. And that's I'm saying that's how it works. That's how the model works. That's how I've got figures to show that that's how I did it. That's how I did it. It was done. But it was actually greater. It was more money than that. So it's not a plan that doesn't work. It does work. It depends on how people are networking. It depends on the community that they're part of. It depends on a few things. But my intention is to be promoting it, to be bringing people into the fold. Hopefully this part of the strategy will help me to free my time up to do that, to be able to bring people in through the Infinity Healing. Because a lot of the Infinity Healing, as we know, is the reason why we are where we are is because of telling our stories, because we're working on those layers. So from an Infinity Healing point of view, it's another strand of bringing people in through the free audio and helping them to work on their stuff to be, so it's a really good way so I'm using the spiritual business course to be able to attract and bring in from a massive network of about... Why
we not just show people that the prices, even 120 and 1,200, this is already offer price. So show that the price is different and this is the offer. So I don't know if you want to do this as 10%, or you want to say that this price is the 30% of the total. So people will be seeing this is actually offer price.
Yeah. So they've got so you mean in terms of, so for that price, the 120 is 10 people, isn't it?
Yes, but when we will be actually showing the landing page with this price, okay, if there will be the different price. So for example, it's, let's say, 3,600 for this package, which is 1,200. So the total of this package is 3,600. Now is the offer for 1,200 because it's the launching. This is the beginning of this package, and this is just on offer. And it's the same 120 is in offer. The total price of this package is, let's say,
1,200. We've actually got that somewhere. Yeah.
And this is 10% just now, and it will be changing.
Yeah.
So people see this is offer now because people love buying the offers.
Yeah, because they know it's gonna. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. No, I see what you mean. I thought you meant another way, which is interesting, isn't it?
No, just to show, because when you're adding something, you show the prices in offer, then we can say there's some bonuses.
Yeah.
So if you will be buying this 1,200, after 4 weeks, you're part of leadership and you're part of the masterclass in a masterclass, you're learning this and this and this. You have chance to have once per month to have healing session, access to the leaders every week, learning about marketing, learning about running the sessions, how to invite people, how to actually promoting this, so they know exactly what you're getting.
I think that's the thing. The biggest thing is working on the package of what do we get, because there is so much that is in it, and it's kind of like trying to stand back and look at what is it that people get from. So it's coming together.
We need to be very clear, because this is 1,200. It's already something that, you know, is not cheap for some people. So you need to exactly tell them what they are getting.
Yeah, because I know that, absolutely. Because I think what we're doing is very generous on so many levels. When you think at how hard it is for people to, you look at SFM as an example, and you're looking at how much people invest in that, and it's kind of, what do they get on the return? The return, they do get the marketing, the training, they do get that value, but the majority of people are there to generate the income. And it's kind of like, okay, how do people do that? Is that as successful as the quality of the marketing? Well, we know that it's not. So with this, it's the other way around. It's kind of, as they do the work, it's just a guarantee that they're going to get that. It's like, once you've told your story and once you've got into a rhythm of inviting people, you'll see that you get the funds. And it's kind of like I was saying to Lena today, it's incredible that once you've done that, once you've told the story and you into that next phase, it's really working with, okay, I've got a team of 10 people. How am I going to help those 10 people to do the same? And now that we've got the package rolled almost, and now we've got this exchange from the doing to being, I think there's more clarity coming about in terms of authentic marketing, because the guarantee is that every person enrolls, you're going to get that funding. That's the guarantee, but it's how do people get the people, because I know it's through attraction. It's through people resonating, it's through people connecting. But if people aren't getting out there and doing it, there's nothing that I can do to kind of like I can bring people in, but then there's a part of it that's kind of, it doesn't teach leaders to lead. If I just said, okay, there's 10 students for you there, it's not the same as when you go out there.
So that looks like that somebody has a job.
The what, sorry?
If you will be providing everything, so the people who will be doing the teaching or just holding the space will be going to the job.
Yeah.
This is just doing the jobs, because you have everything ready.
Yeah.
You just need to show up.
Exactly. And that's what people have done on a Friday. They've just shown up. But they realise now that they're not doing the work, which is why they're not showing up, because they're not doing the work. They've got nothing to talk about. But they don't want to admit to themselves that they're not doing the work. But it's kind of showing up is part of the work. That's it. It's showing up and being accountable. So it doesn't concern me in a way that people aren't. It does concern me actually a little bit, because I just think, why pay a subscription and not turn up? But that's how easy it is with regards to money. Oh, I can just pay my subscription and then that's it. That's me done. You see, I'd rather say, no, I tell you what, I don't want your money. I want you to turn up. I want you to be accountable to yourself. But I realise that that's overstepping. So it's like, no, do you know what? I'm just looking for leaders. I want the new leaders to show the team, oh my gosh, is it that easy? Because I know that as soon as they see that they can generate these kinds of figures, their attitudes will change. And it's sad, really, because I know that people are looking for money, but they're not prepared to put the effort in. They're not prepared to do the work. So that's perfectly okay, because it makes me know who I'm working with. So my goal is that when I've contacted 10 people, that there's a few more, but I've spoken to there's one lady who's got a network. I think I might have said to you, she's got a network of 100 countries where she's got people in. She's got something going. I don't know what it is. But I just thought to myself, right, okay, how are leaders helping other leaders? How are we finding out what that person needs and being able to signpost? And even down to that, I'm amazed at how many people are kind of like, oh, I'm doing okay, thanks. I'm not really interested. It's like you can't afford not to be interested if you're in business. You can't afford not to be interested in what I'm doing, because in actual fact, I might have a lot of people that might be looking for what you're looking for. So I force people to have conversations with me, but I say it in a way by asking them, look, I'm interested in what you're doing. And I kind of like leave the tell your story there, because I know that tell your story is really central to people's businesses, because people don't know who they are. So really, for me, this session was about being able to understand what is it that we're doing, what is it that I do that other people don't seem to be doing, and are there some tips in there? But I genuinely want to know about people's businesses, so I want to have that conversation. So what I've done, let me see if I can. Let's see if I can do the screen share. So I don't know where my cousin is actually, because he was supposed to be coming tonight, Merlin. He's not been for ages.
I know, I haven't seen him so long.
Oh, I've messaged him because he was saying he was coming tonight. So I don't know what's going on. So this
Maybe he's just working hard.
I think he's due to go to America as well.
Oh.
So this lady, I messaged her to have a chat. Deborah, her name is, and she's in the community. So all I've done really is I've just said to her, when are you good to have a chat, because I'd like a conversation with you. And what she's wrote back is she's overwhelmed with her online business because she's working full time as well. So she's really stretched thin. So it's not a good time for me. But when I get the majority of my to-do list done, then I should have some relief. I'm intrigued on what you are doing, and we'll let you know when I can join in. Yeah, so thank you for including me. I wish you much success. So these are some of the feedbacks that people are giving, which is brilliant, because it's just keeping people in what they call the pipeline. It's keeping people warmed up. They're not cold, they're just warm, So, and that's, I think that lady's from SFM. There's another couple of people. This guy, Rick, I don't know where he's at. He's supposed to be starting.
But what you just show, that's people are so, as she said, overwhelmed. But it's enough, because I had the same. I was so busy today. Yeah. And to the end of this job that I was doing today, and I said, I'm so having enough that I'm not even sending any emails. But I managed to write few sentences what I need to do. Yeah. And I will have to do it on Sunday, but that has to be done. I need to finish these meetings that I had. I need to contact the people. I cannot just leave it, because nobody will do that for me. So if people who are in a business can manage their time to create the list, you need to create the list. Like I'm doing the list always the end of the week. I need to be ready for next week. Yeah. Because if somebody call me or message me, I know that I'm already busy. Yeah. And the time is either early morning or it's late. Right. This is the moment when I'm available. So I know already how busy I am for next week. So that's why I need to creating the list from Friday to Sunday. So what's happening next week?
Yeah.
So people cannot wait. Like, I'm waiting to create the list. Just do the list.
The list, I know. And I wonder though, Cassia, as well, because I'm wondering to myself, right, okay, I'm contacting these people now, and I'm finding out when are they available to start the process, because I'm finding out if they've signed up to the page, to confirm that they've signed up to the page. I contacted a chap from Chicago. People, I shouldn't say this because this video has been recorded, but there's a slowness about people. There's a real slow, like I said, just get it done, just do it. This isn't associated. So these are people with regards to sending the word. But these are people that are either in the pipeline. So it's a lot of people, it's not, as you can see, there's a heck of a lot of people. But who's the one that I'm trying to, there's a chap called this guy here. So I just contacted him and said, further to our conversation last week, I haven't seen your request for the email. Do you require the link? And he said, found it. Thanks for the reminder. And he signed up. So it's kind of like, it is being able to check up where are people at, even if it's in terms of signing into the sign up page. Because if people aren't seeing people's names coming up in the leadership, I'm saying this for purposes of the video, if people aren't seeing whoever they've sent to the link in here, then the likelihood is that they haven't signed up. So they should be using that to follow up, to say, oh, I've not had your email come through, because they would see it in the box there. So it's little things like that how many people are actually following up who they've spoken to, or is it so random that they're casting the seeds out that they're not following anybody up because they've just randomly, because a handful of 10 actual picked people isn't difficult to keep following up and find out where they're up to and move on to the next 10. And so I know with Andy, he's signed up now. So it's like, okay, so what do we do after that? So I've told somebody about your story. I've not seen their email in the leadership phase 2 space. So let me find out where they're up to, because I've spent time trying to find out, Andy, this is for you. So why haven't you honoured your word and signed up? Those are the kind of qualities that we should be instilling in our own practice to demonstrate to people, look, I'm picking you for a reason. I'm not just picking you because you're random. And that's really, really important, because what we've got here is a massive gift to people and humanity, that the more that I go through it and speak to people, the more that I realise. This is going to click off, Cassia, so if we click back on and come back again.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Bye-bye.